The blind janitor at the ping pong hall was just sweeping the floor while listening to two people playing nearby. He immediately noticed one of them was good at backhand, then kindly advised the young player to add spin when serving and focus attacks on the opponent's forehand. But the young player didn't believe a blind man could play ping pong, so he told him to keep sweeping. Yet when serving, he still decided to try the blind man's suggestion, and surprisingly, the opponent failed to return the ball. The ball then flew toward the janitor who was still sweeping. Right as the ball was about to hit him, he precisely hit it back into the basket using only his hearing. The young player was instantly shocked and realized the blind man was actually a hidden master. Just then the female owner of the hall walked over. As soon as she arrived, she asked all the customers to leave, then gathered all the players for a meeting. She took out a stack of bank cards and announced the hall was officially closing today. The cards were severance pay for everyone. Turns out years ago, she had kicked out the morally corrupt Tony. Now he had returned with a provincial champion for revenge. Knowing her players were no match for them, she decided to disband the team. But over the years, everyone had received much care from her, so they all refused to leave. Seeing this, the woman could only stay silent. Then she handed a separate card to the blind janitor, not knowing that he was once a world champion in ping pong. He had defeated Japanese players 3 times in a row, but his arrogance sparked jealousy, so they set him up on his way home and blinded him. He ended up as a beggar, until the female owner took him in and gave him a job as a janitor at the hall. The blind man accepted the card, but everyone misunderstood and thought he had betrayed the hall. The coach was so angry he wanted to hit him, but was stopped by the female owner. At that moment, Tony arrived with the champion to seek revenge. The owner had no choice but to lead her players to face them. Tony arrogantly declared, if any of her players could beat him, he would kneel and apologize on the spot. Hearing this, the senior disciple stepped up first, but quickly lost. To protect the hall, the coach decided to play himself, but the blind man noticed from their match that Tony was using skill to wear down the coach's stamina. He realized the coach would lose this match. Sure enough, the coach's racket was knocked away by a powerful smash. When he picked it up to continue, he found his arm had no strength left and had to step down. Now only the owner remained to play. But after years without practice, she lost within a few rallies. Tony threw down a transfer agreement and forced her to sign. Just as she was about to give up, the blind man stepped in to stop her and said he could face Tony himself. Tony laughed at him. The owner also tried to stop him, but the blind man challenged Tony to a match. Tony said he wasn't qualified to play a king of ping pong, so the blind man pulled out the bank card she gave him and offered it as a wager. Tony saw this and agreed. The owner had no choice but to believe in him for once. As soon as the match began, Tony unleashed his strongest skills. Everyone thought the blind man was doomed, but in the next moment, his skills left them all in awe.